So I'm Steve Summers and I'm showing you the Noisy Robots workshops. We're using circuit boxes filled with bits and bobs of computer junk to make mini mechanical electronic acoustic machines. I've been delivering this workshop for several years and I know how to do it, but it'll be good to see what other people can do with it and see if we can turn it into a planned, structured lesson that other people could use, because all the resources here are quite readily available. So we can turn it into something that anyone could use, who could just download off a website and use in their school. So first of all, we're going to connect up the red lead to the positive connector for the battery and the black to the negative. The most important point of the whole workshop is to make sure that these do not touch. That needs to be pointed out. So if these touch, then it makes a short circuit, the battery will discharge and get hot. So that's something for everyone to look out for, that there's a break here, a gap. Alright, so now we've got nearly a circuit like this. So the electricity is on the negative, or the electrons on the negative side, they want to get round this way, they want to spread out to the positive side. And they can't get through the gap, so this is the gap. We can make them do some work for us. So the first thing we're going to do is the speaker. We'll see if this one works. I'm going to tap it like that. So as soon as I touch the connection on, the speaker dips in like that. And this is definitely something. The speakers, the workshop speakers may be smaller, but it's definitely worth getting people to really look carefully and look and see if they can see if it's going down or up. And then, they don't all have to do this, but any groups that are ahead could do it. Or you could get everyone to do it. You get them to reverse the polarity. So you put that lead on the other one. And tap. Now, you see it's going the other direction. Pushing out. The polarity is reversed. The electrical polarity is reversed the magnetic polarity, and the speaker is pushing, not pulling. Very important when you first link it up, people will tend to connect one and then the other, like that. Try and tell them not to do that, just because nothing happens. It's pushed out as far as you've got and they'll stay there. So it's, it's not very interesting. So it needs to be one connected and the other one tapping. Okay, that's the first step to kind of understand about how electricity and magnetism and speakers work. Alright, step 2, we're now going to use in our circuit. We've got nearly a circuit here again. There it is. We're just going to interrupt the circuit now with a metal file. And we're going to use a stripped down cable here to complete the circuit, so that goes on the empty connector. So it's good to keep referring back to the circuit, and if you have had a chance to do a nose test at the start, that helps. And then to complete the circuit is the bare wire onto the metal, doing exactly the same thing as before, but we can scratch it along. There's nice sparks. Let's see if we can get some sparks on that. Teeny tiny sparks, but kids do get very excited by that, even so. And kind of crackly sound. It's basically just switching the circuit on and off very fast with the rough edge of the metal file. So now, instead of the file, we're going to connect to the foil, metal foil. There should be some glued onto the speaker. And just connect the crocodile that was on the metal file onto that. You've still got your loose one connected there for the switch. So now, to complete the circuit, it's between the bare wire and the foil. But the foil isn't on the surface of the speaker. And as soon as they connect, the speaker moves, and that produces some interesting results. So I can bend this a bit and get some. Should be held quite delicately so it can bounce, a bit of movement. There we go. We might get some more high-pitched sounds if we then reverse the polarity. Again, swapping over connections on the speaker, reversing the direction of the current flow. That's high pitch because the speaker's pushing, not pulling. Maybe it's the other way around. Beautiful squawking chicken sounds there. The final one is the nicest sounding. We get rid of the speaker completely and the spare lead, and we are just using the battery straight to the fan. It's actually a simpler circuit, but the fan is fussy about polarity. So we'll see if you've got your positive and negatives the right way around. Connect it up. And you see on the fan is a flail attached, it's just a piece of wire that's tied on. Sometimes they fall off, you might have to re-tie it on. This needs constant repair. So as soon as it connects there, the fan spins round. Now all these fans have been tested and they will not chop off kids' fingers. So this one can be used to strike an object, acoustic object. I call them an auto strummer. Try to avoid putting them right in close because that jams it, so you want to allow the flail to move around. Just give it a little bit of... You can get some quite funky beats if you spend a bit of time on it. And you can put any object in the way and see what... Get some nice automated funky beats there. The system of the spinning fan gets gradually more chaotic the more obstacles it collides with. So that's why I definitely say this one's the last, because it's the most fun and it sounds the nicest, and it also allows people to explore and find objects and move them around and make their own little sound machine. So at that point it's nice to have a bit of time. You know, the previous steps are step-by-step methodical, and it has to be step-by-step. It's to work around the groups. Each person in the group does each action, then passes over to the next person. Only ever one person at a time in the group with their hands on. Complete the action, and then they turn around and face the front so they know they're ready for the next action. But by the time they get to that point, you can let them have some free time to just explore and have fun with it. And it sounds quite nice. And what you can do is get them to stand up and move around the room and listen to other groups. And when they're all going, there's a few of them going, it sounds pretty nice in the classroom. And fine adjustments can make some quite musical results.